Hi, this is Eternal King here bringing you another LOR video today. So, it turns out that I had more energy and creativity than I thought. Came up with a new deck concept that I think is, again, it is an old deck concept, but it's been revived in a big way here for modern Eternal play. So, we'll call this Who Needs Followers, and it is or Champions for that matter. It is a Corina deck. So it is a Corina spell spam shell, which is a very, very old concept in LOR since vanilla that I basically revived here. And I did talk about how I wanted to revive old archetypes in LOR, thinking that they would be valid and eternal if piloted by the right person. So the best match for Corina is Go Hard. So Go Hard is a spell that when you play a spell, it shuffles 2 copies of the spell back into your deck. Corina, if you don't know, is a card that when she gets played, she obliterates the top 5 cards of your deck to deal 1 to all enemies and the enemy nexus. So the more Go Hards you play, the more likely it is that Corina is hitting spells in your deck to deal more damage to the board and more damage to the enemy nexus. Of course, we are running 25 spells, but every single Go Hard we play is going to cycle in another 2 spells into the deck over and over and over again every time we play it, which is going to stack the odds for Corina landing on average for 3 damage. So she's an 8/8 for 9 mana that does 3 damage to the board and 3 damage to face. That's very good value. That's like perfect value for what Corina needs to do as a 9 mana epic. But how do we get to 9 mana? How do we not die? And again, in a deck like this, not dying is the main thing. So again, we are running a very comprehensive spell spam package. So Go Hard being a 1 mana ping that just kills a lot of 1-drops. Zonate Urchin is one of the few followers in the deck. It's going to allow us to hand fix. So again, discarding cards we don't want, that we have too many copies of, or again, discarding extra copies of landmarks we don't want extra copies of. So again, the idea is for this deck to have 1 catalog, which is a spell duplication landmark, the only one that exists in the game. Basically creates a fleeting copy of any spell you play on a turn, and if you play more than 1 spell, it'll basically a random chance. So you play 2 spells, it's a 50-50 which one you get. But you'll always get 1 fleeting spell. Some Monument, of course, it was a very polarizing card in Standard. It's perfect for a deck like this, where we're not running followers, and basically it makes sure that we don't die on a swing. Obviously, we want to mitigate the opponent's swing to do to shuffle in as few puff caps as possible. This isn't a combo deck. This is a control deck. So again, what's a valid number of puff caps to have in your deck? Well, 30 is valid. We can deal with 30. We wouldn't want more than 30 in the deck. So again, you have to be very control focused. With your use of this, you can't just play it and be like, okay, I've won the game. No. This is a control deck. So we also have to monitor the number of puff caps we get. But that is the combo. It's Catalog plus Sump Monument, plus a lot of draining cards and a lot of removal cards. So Go Hard, Mystic Shot, Vile Feast, Time Trick, allowing us to get to those vital pieces of the combo, whether it is the Catalog or the Sump Monument. Aftershock just being, 3 mana, deal 3 to a unit. It's literally perfectly fine, and sometimes we'll destroy the opponent's landmark if we're facing like Temple or something. We're going to use the Explore card. Again, it has Lifesteal. It can generate us equipment destruction, landmark destruction, keyword removal, or more healing. And if we don't like any of those cards, then we just discard it with Zonite Urchin. So it's still just free card advantage. So no big deal. Catalog, Sump Monument, pretty obvious. Withering Mist. Withering Mist is considered a bad card, but it's actually much, much better with Catalog of Regrets. Because what happens is you deal 2 to 1 unit, 2 to 1 unit, heal for 4, and then you get the card back, and you can deal 2 to a unit, 2 to a unit, heal for 4. And the fact that you're doing it twice over, 2 turns is very backbreaking. It makes the card better when you can just play it twice. The effect is far stronger. When you play it once, your opponent just plays tricks and keeps the unit alive. Maybe they even play 2 tricks and keep both units alive, at which point the card is only healing you for 4. But it's very unlikely that on the subsequent turn they'll have another 2 tricks to cancel the card out a second time. So it's better when played twice. Plus the healing is huge. It's like the biggest Shadow Isles heal spell. Vengeance, again, there are going to be, let's say someone goes all in on an Overwhelm play, which, they're memeing like me and they want to play Battle Fury on a big Overwhelm unit. Vengeance at fast speed is our only fast speed answer to a problem like that. So you have to run the Vengeance. Corina as a 3-of, and then Ruination as a 3-of when we have to hard board clear. We don't have any followers in this deck that are valuable, so again, Ruination is just free. And, we don't have to meme with something like Ruination and do a Harrowing. It's just like Ruination, and all of our value is in our landmarks, and we have tons of spells to play if the opponent tries to rebuild the board. And some Monument guarantees they don't have lethal the next swing. In terms of your final spell, I like Progress Day just because like there are situations where maybe you're running low on cards and then it's just like extra insurance that you'll just never run out of value in this deck. But if you don't like that, if you think that's a little too memey, feel free to run the one Atrocity. So you play the Corina, and then the Corina, hits everything for 3, and then you just Atrocity the Corina for like an extra 8 face damage, which is huge, right? That's massive. So if you want the one Atrocity, go nuts. I'm not going to do that because I'm confident enough I can win the game without it. But a lot of players will be leaning pretty heavily on the Atrocity play, I think, in a shell like this. But yeah, no, that's it, Who needs followers? Who needs champions? If you understand the game well, use it, take advantage of your strong epics like, Go Hard and Catalog and Sump Monument. Like, just like that is the core of this deck, plus the Corina top end. You'll win in Eternal. Like, this deck should do well into aggro, and it should do well into mid-range. The only thing I'm thinking of that's problematic is something like Ramp, where the opponent just, like, doesn't play units that have value, so then all your removal cards are kind of useless. You'll basically have to, like what are you going to do, go hard your own units? So, that's the only situation I think about this deck being inadequate, would be hard ramp lists. But otherwise, this deck will be great. But yeah, that's Eternal King signing out, giving you like a little extra deck, extra deck today. Because yeah, I've been feeling really good about the format. It's wide open. I mentioned before that Sunny just hit Diamond with Choo Choo Train, the big support package. Here I am revitalizing another dead archetype, which is the spell spam archetype with 0 followers and 0 champions. So it's wide open. Play whatever you want, guys. If you need help building lists, if there's something you want me to tackle in the future in terms of reviving a dead archetype, let me know. I'm happy to do it. This is Eternal King, signing out.